So I've assembled it. I've set the blade right out. That's completely sticking out. Set the lateral adjustment lever right in the middle. I've started in the neutral position right in the middle. I've taken, that's the first cut. This is the first cut straight off. And it's come off there, look, can you see it? That's what's just come off. That's a fresh blade. And what will happen when you first put it in, it won't cut. It may not cut. It's going to settle. It's going to find its position in there. And if I slip off here now, this will cut a hole in my hand, these sharp edges on there. That's straight off with no setting. I've just stuck the blade out. This is a good plane. I just want to get that. I want to get this low point and that high point all together, all in one run, and it won't do it yet. Yeah, that it's missing, it's skipping, it's missing a bit there. Doing this one-handed is difficult, but that's the beauty of a nice sharp blade. And I didn't put no micro bevels on this thing. I just sharpened it. I flattened it and I sharpened it. I flattened it and I sharpened it. I let it do the work itself. The bevel, that 38, that 35 or 30 degree bevel is what's doing this cut. The one bevel. 1 minute 44, I've been talking here. One-handed, all over the place. I'm like this because I'm like this. I want to get that back end done. The front's not the issue at the moment. So I'll work towards it. I'll slowly bring it round till bring it round and keep doing this. I'll be doing this while that plane. That's an exaggeration of what my wrist is doing to this as I'm working at it, as I'm looking at it and I'm feeling it. You know, I put that in without looking at the grain direction. I didn't bother looking at the grain direction. There's a reason. I don't want to look at it. My brain can't work it out. There's things that I'm dysfunctional at. So I don't determine the grain direction. If it's wrong, I'll take it out of the vise, put it in. It only takes a few seconds. That's too low in the vise, by the way. My knuckle's going to end up whacking that. I slip. This wood is so good. It didn't care, look, it just didn't care. I flipped that round and this is so sharp, it just keep going. There's a bloody great knot there, a piece of glass, solid steel glass. Fresh blade does not know any difference between that and the rest of it. That's enough of one-handed ding. I've took too much off it. Let's flip it over and do the other side. I didn't bother checking the grain. I didn't. I just flipped it over and put it in. I know which way around it is. Right. I see that as being like this. My brain says that's high. It just says it's high, and you probably can see it in the camera. So I'm like this. See that cutting? Can you see it? That's what's just come out. That's this. That's that. Because I'm just canted over. I've canted it over and I'm only taking that point off. I'll work at it and now I'm bringing it over. I'm working that point out. I'm just working on that. I don't want to lose any material on this side. Now, can you see how they're getting wider now? Why do I look at that? I did not set this blade. I just stuck it out and went to work. What's that as good as? Is it as good as some other plane? Who cares? I don't need a bedrock. I don't need some super sophisticated thing that cost me 10 grand or whatever. Made of brass and bullets and, you know, some exotic material that was cryogenically relieved in hyperspace. What I need is a cutting machine. And this is a cutting machine. I don't need anything else. I don't see it. It's working. Look, this is nearly 200 year technology. My maths is atrocious. I can't work that out in my head. I'm good at this sort of stuff. I'm not good at maths. Other people are. I got a calculator. I'll work it out with a calculator. Right. Did I spend any time on this? Look. I did not spend any time on that. And that, just a little bit here. It's just a little bit here. There's a ridge just in there. I can feel it. Well, actually, these are what you feel with. There's nothing that can tell you what that is any better than that. This is only taking a snapshot. That's a snapshot. That's what that's doing. You'd have to go all the way along to say that was perfectly. But this thing will tell you where that ridge is in there. You see those guys that do bodywork, and you see them battering at the metal, and then they come back with a file or whatever they come back with, and they put their hand on it, and they've trained their senses. They've trained their senses. As I watched with the muck, can you see? As I transfer the muck off my fingers, can you see that? There, can you see that little? That's a piece of wood stuck up where the blades hit it, and they pull back, and then it's left it. That's what my fingers just felt. It's feeling it there. Look, it's feeling it there. I can feel it. My finger can feel all of that. Your finger can feel all that. People read. The blind people read the little doors, those little bobbles. I can't do it. You see, they've trained their hands. They've trained their hands. They've trained their minds to see with the feelings, with the senses. All the stuff that you lose when you don't do it. You don't use them. I did that one-handed. I did it one-handed. You just see me do it. Start again because I didn't have the camera on it. I did not use two hands. But I can tell you something now. You could say that is 90 degrees to this surface that I have not planed properly. I've not finished it properly. But that is now 90 degrees. But what I just felt in there, I felt a bump. I felt what I call a smiley mouth. I felt that just here. It's a dip. My fingers can feel it. It's a dip in there. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I just watch what I sense. The only way I'll know I need a reference which is machine straight. This has been machine straight, so I have to trust it. As long as I don't drop it, I have to trust that that is what it says. What it says it is. I need some light behind there, but if I put some shadow on it, I've got the natural light coming from that. And believe it or not, I've not even tried to level that. But when you've got the plane set up properly, or near properly, there's the only gap. It's just in there. That's good enough, believe it or not, to make a precision thing. Precision box, what we're making here. What I'm making, not you. I'm making this bench which I've drawn full size. 1-to-1 here. I've got all my notes on. This is what it looks like. And last night, let's put some light on the subject. I drew a full size section of this unit that I'm making. Starting down, I'll do a detail of this and I'll run it through it. That is full size. I made a storage stick by going up into the room where this is getting positioned, and I marked it off where the different levels are on the storage stick, and then I transferred it to a reference line. That's the reference line. That's the floor board. And I've worked up where every single piece of timber's got to go in this box that I'm making. This is a detailed drawing, and you can do this. There's nothing to say that you can't. You probably did technical. If you're at my age, you did technical drawing that you've forgotten how you do to do it. Yes, I've forgotten it, And I'm not going to go, oh, aesthetic or this and that. The other. It's not to British standard. It's to my standard. I understand it. Don't have to be to bloody British standard. But if I draw to British standard, you lot will think that it's a work of art. It will. That's what you'll think. It's to my standard. It gives me all the information. This is the full size, so if I can measure from there, I can measure from there to there. It's drawn accurate to proper scale. That's whatever that says that is. That's what that is. Whoever says that is to within a margin of error, which is the thickness of the pen. Yes. I can measure straight off of there. Everybody who builds something does a drawing. If they don't, the thing will look like in them jokes where he's got the drawing upside down or whatever, and he makes a boat and it's got two different. Oh, that's so funny. Right, back to drawings. So, what am I doing? I'm making this piece of wood here. This is a piece of wood. Can you see? 740. Where are we now? We've gone on to 11. Oops, this is way too big.